So welcome for this lecture 13th. This is in continuation with the previous class where we were defining the term instantaneous reactive power and its various components. Also, we were trying to interpret the meaning of the term instantaneous power as defined by Achagagi, and we were trying to compare this term with the standard definition of reactive power as defined by Boudinot, that is Bi sin phi. So in this three-phase system also we can deal each phase separately and define its P active and reactive components and try to see what they consist of. For instantaneous power, we said that we can define as the term basically inner product of voltage and current, which is equal to BA into IA plus BB into IB plus BC into IC, which is also equal to B0 I0 plus B alpha I alpha plus B beta I beta. Similar to that, we define instantaneous reactive power term by saying it is the cross product of mutually perpendicular coordinate voltage and current quantities. We have defined it more generalized way, but then we said that for zero sequence component or for insignificant zero sequence component or for zero value of zero sequence component, the definition of reactive power reduces to this expression. And then B beta cross I alpha becomes minus B beta I alpha because beta cross alpha is having different orientation or other opposite orientation to that of the alpha cross beta. We have proved that this term comes out to be minus 3 Bi sin phi. I already mentioned here. So this is minus Bi sin phi, which is the sum of peak of P reactive component of each phase. If I say that per phase the reactive power is Bi sin phi, then if we add these three terms it becomes 3 Bi sin phi. The peak value was minus Bi sin phi, so the sum is minus 3 Bi sin phi. For three-phase, it looks quite obvious. If someone asks you what is three-phase reactive power, you will say minus, or you can say 3 Bi sin phi, because each phase consists of Bi sin phi. Similarly, the active power is 3 Bi cos phi. If you simplify for three-phase system, this term you can get it that this is equal to, we already proved it, it is 3 Bi cos phi. So in single phase system, the active and reactive power pairs are Bi cos phi, Bi sin phi. In three-phase system, the active and reactive power pairs are 3 Bi cos phi and 3 Bi sin phi. But let us look at more closely. Okay, what these terms consist of. If I take one term, let us call it QA for the sake of convenience, because this is related to IA, BBC into IA. Let us call it QA. If we interpret the meaning of this term and try to simplify it, we will be observing some interesting facts. So if you replace BBC for three-phase balance system, okay, then this voltage can be expressed as root 3 times of BA shifted by minus 90 degree. This I have explained in the previous class. So BBC nothing but BB minus BC, you know it. I can write in phasor, and this is nothing but root 3 into B angle of minus 90 degree, which means this is root 3 times of phase A shifted to minus 90 degree. And if I transform into time domain, this becomes root 3 here, not 2, root 3, the peak of BI is root 2b into RMS value sine omega t minus 90 degree. This is the time domain expression for BVC. So this into this current, let us say, for only one term in this expression. Now if you simplify this further, what do we see? That root 3 will go away, as you can see from here. Okay, this term is cancelled, and then BBC is the next term is root 2b into sine omega t minus 90 degree into root 2 I sine omega t minus phi. This is IA. We multiply this, root 2 and root 2 becomes 2, and this is sine A, sine B. So again it becomes simple trigonometrical expression, that is 2 sine A sine B, which is nothing but cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. So what is cos A minus B? This minus this, you can take any one of A or B. If I say this as A, this is B, then this is 90 minus phi. And minus cos A plus B, we will add these two angles, 2 omega t minus phi minus 90 degree. That becomes sine phi here for this, and this also becomes sine phi. So if we observe the first term of the QT and call it QA, then QA is nothing but minus BI in bracket sine phi minus sine 2 omega t minus phi. This looks similar term. If you remember, in the previous discussions we have formed instantaneous power P as a product of BA into IA, then it was something like this, BI, okay, here it was cos phi minus cos 2 omega t minus phi. And QT is BBC, or you can say minus BBC by root 3, let us call it QA, into IA, that becomes minus BI, here it is sine phi minus sine 2 omega t minus phi. Okay, you see there is quite a resemblance between the two terms. This is BI is common anyway in both, and this is cos phi, this is sine phi, this is minus cos 2 omega t minus phi, this is sine 2 omega t minus phi. We will again expand this term and see how this constitute in terms of the coefficient of sine phi and cos phi. That if you see, then we can find out that QAT is nothing but sine phi, expand this series here, sine A minus B becomes sine A cos B, and minus cos A sine B. So minus minus become plus here, this become plus here, cos 2 omega t sine phi. Now take this common, sine phi and sine phi. We will get here sine phi as a common term, and this becomes 1 plus cos 2 omega t, and the next term is cos phi into sine 2 omega t. Now we can write in terms of the P and Q, this becomes minus BI sine phi 1 plus cos 2 omega t, and this becomes BI cos phi sine 2 omega t. If you compare these terms in this form, that is as a coefficient of sine phi and cos phi, then we will see that QA becomes minus Q, because this is minus Q, 1 plus cos 2 omega t, and then plus P, this becomes P here, BI cos phi is P, so this becomes P sine 2 omega t Now comparing with the value of P that we have defined earlier, the PA is nothing but P1 minus cos 2 omega t minus Q sin omega t. What do we see here? The first thing is that the average component of QA, if I take the average value of this term, then it becomes simply minus Q or minus Bi sin phi. Okay? Similarly, we can prove for other phases that they are same. But there is a time varying term as well. This is the, if I write in this form that this is some kind of a Q which has some average component, okay, let us say there are two parts, QA1 and QA2. Then QA2 is actually this part which is time varying, and this part has an average value of Q. Okay, so the point is that similar to averaging of P, we can also make the average of Q to get its average value. This is quite interesting, and the same can be applied for other two phases, that is for phase B and for phase C. So you can see that if I take QB and integrate over a cycle, then we can find that this is equal to minus Bi sin phi, is equal to also minus Bi sin phi, and if we add all these three components together, then we will get three phase power as sum of QA plus QB plus QC, that is here, and this value is equal to minus 3Bi sin phi, which is the sum of the peak of the P reactive components of instantaneous power. The peak value is minus. If you want, you can add minus, that is not a problem. But if you observe the P reactive term, if we observe the P reactive term, then the definition is this one, minus Bi sin phi sin 2 omega t. You remember the last time that we have defined P reactive as minus Bi sin phi into sin omega t. For phase B, minus Bi sin phi sin 2 omega t minus 120. Just replace the term omega t by omega t minus 120 degree. So you can see here, this is omega t minus 120, this is omega t plus 120. Okay, and if you sum all these components together, then the sum of these three phases will be QA plus QB plus QC, and that will be minus 3Bi sin phi. What is happening that the peaks are being added up. So adding the peaks of these three terms, not adding their overall value. Please remember it. We are adding the peak of these terms. If you add together, it will be 0. So if you want to find out P reactive for three-phase system, balanced three-phase system, actually it is equal to 0. Because they are the balance sign quantities. If we add them, it will be 0. But if we add the peak, that actually represents the total reactive power of the system, minus 3Bi sin phi. So two important observations we are making it here. Number one, the average value of Qt, that is the average value of instantaneous reactive power, is same as the peak of the P reactive. That is, the standard definition of reactive power matches with the average value of the instantaneous reactive power. And second thing is very important. Although the average value is fine, but the time varying part of Qt, that is the pulsating part of Qt, has no resemblance with the time varying part of Qt, or time varying part of P reactive, I should say, not Qt. This is, you can change it here, time reacting part of here P reactive. So what I am saying, what Qt defines the reactive power, although the average value matches with the peak value of this, but the time varying part has no resemblance with the time varying part of P reactive. Okay, this is true for three-phase system with a balanced voltage and current quantities. So even with balanced system, there is no match between the two definitions except the average value. The time varying part has no relationship with the time varying part of Qt. If this is situation for three-phase balanced system, we wanted to ask another question: what happens if the three-phase system are unbalanced in both the voltage and current quantities? Okay. Now the three-phase unbalanced system can be represented as follows. I discussed this point that the balancedness of three-phase system is measured in terms of the magnitude and in terms of the phase angle. So you can see here all three voltages have different magnitude. This is BA, this is BB, this is BC. That is, the RMS value of three voltages are different. At the same time, there is a phase shift in the phase angles, and the phases are not symmetrically shifted by 120 degree, rather that they have an imbalance of phi BB and phi BC. This is phi BA. So these angles are not same. So there is an unbalance with respect to the magnitude and also with respect to the phase angles. The same is true for current. There is a unbalance with respect to the amplitude of the current, there is the RMS value and its phase angle, phi IA, phi IB, phi IC. This is the most generalized case for three-phase system with fundamental unbalance. There is one more case when we have a harmonics as well, for balance as well as for unbalance. So let us first focus on this, then we can take harmonics later on. Now for this system, you will ask same question: what are various power components, how we define them, and how we interpret their meaning. So we will start with first the most simplest, that is called instantaneous power or three-phase instantaneous power. Now as you know, the three-phase instantaneous power is sum of the each phase instantaneous power. That is, we are multiplying BAIA plus BBIB plus BCIC. We are multiplying the each voltage and current for the respective phase, and then we are adding it. That is called P3 phase. We can also write PA plus PB plus PC. So we will get the first one as BAIA cos phi A in bracket 1 minus cos 2 in bracket again omega t minus phi BA. And the next term will be minus BAIA sin phi A, that is called basically QA. This is PA, and then sin omega 2 omega t minus phi BA. The similar expression can be found for phase B and for phase C by substituting omega t to omega t minus 120 or omega t plus 120 for phase B and for phase C. So for phase B it is BBIB cos phi B, 1 minus cos 2 omega t, minus 120 will come here, minus phi BB, and this is minus BBIB sin phi B sin 2 omega t minus 120 minus phi BB. Then for C phase BCIC cos phi C, 1 minus cos 2 omega t, this is plus 120 minus phi BC, and this is again minus BCIC sin phi C sin 2 omega t plus 120 minus phi BC. You can see here there is no longer any cancellation of term. Okay. However, the average value of this power, that is capital P 3 phase, this term, is nothing but 1 by T 0 to T and P 3 phase T dt. You can see from these expressions that if I take average of these terms, then all this time varying term will go away. Okay, only the average quantity is only the term which is left out. So that is basically BAIA cos phi A. This is BAIA cos phi A plus BBIB cos phi B plus BCIC cos phi C, which is actually sum of the real power in phase A, real power in phase B, and real power in phase C. And if we find out Q3 phase based on this definition, okay, standard definition of reactive power, we define the reactive power as the peak of the P reactive. Actually, if you categorize in terms of the active and reactive components, so this term is PA active. This is P reactive. Okay, PA reactive actually. And this is PB reactive. This is PB active. This is PC active. And this is PC reactive. So if we add the peak values of reactive terms, we will get BAIA sin phi A minus sin on the left and BBIB sin phi B, BCIC sin phi C. This is three-phase reactive power. This is three-phase active power. Now the question is this, whether this value can also be found using the term instantaneous reactive power. So what Akagi has defined, that definition will be valid or not valid for three-phase unbalanced system. We have to find it and then we have to correlate these two terms. So as we know that the instantaneous reactive power is defined as the cross product of alpha and beta components. So earlier we defined this term. If you see the expression here, this is B alpha and this is cross I beta plus B beta cross I alpha, that becomes B alpha I beta minus B beta I alpha. And this we have simplified earlier in terms of ABC quantities. This becomes minus 1 by root 3 in bracket BB minus BCIA plus BC minus PIB plus BA minus PBIC, which becomes BBC, line to line voltage V2C, this becomes BCA, this becomes BAB. But remember, earlier we have simplified this term by using this simplification, this concept that BBC line to line voltage is BB minus BC, which is root 3 times of PA, angle shifted by minus pi by 2. This is no longer true now because the three-phase voltages are not balanced. So we can say that this is not true. And we cannot use this term for the simplification of the instantaneous reactive power term. So we have to substitute the actual value of that term, each voltage and current quantities. You can see from here. Let us find out the value of Qt by substituting each voltage and current terms in this expression. Okay, so if you see, this is the value of BV into IA minus BC IA. So this is BC here and this is IA. Similarly, for the second term, it is BCIB minus BAIB. This is BCIB and this is minus BAIB. I have left the factor of minus 1 by root 3. So you can put this factor here, minus root 3 this side into this, just to simplify the term. Okay. Again, these terms, if we simplify further, become of the form 2 sin A sin B. So this will be 2, this is sin A here, and this is sin B. In form of cos, it will be cos A minus B. So this is cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. So each term will give again 2 terms. Total we will have 12 terms, 4 for each. Okay, so this is for this one, and then second one, and this is the third one. Third one is here. This is the third one. And from, if you say the first term BBIA minus BCIA, then this is BBIA, this is cos A minus B. So this is A, this is B, phi IA becomes positive, so this is cos A minus B. Minus cos A plus B, 2 omega t, minus 120, minus phi B minus phi A. This is the sum of 2 angles A and B. Similarly here, A and B, minus cos A plus B, minus cos A minus B. So this is minus is here common because of this. So this becomes minus BCIA cos A minus B and minus cos A plus B by adding these A and B. From second terms we get this one, which is actually BC into IB. So this is BC IB, again 2 sin A sin B, cos A minus B becomes this minus this, which becomes phi IB minus phi BC plus 240 degree, minus cos, adding up them together, 2 omega t minus phi IA minus phi BC, minus cos 2 omega t minus phi IB minus phi BC. Then the second term comes in 2 form here. It becomes BAIB cos phi IB minus phi BA plus 120 degree here, minus cos A plus B minus cos 2 omega t minus 120 minus phi IB minus phi BA. And the third one gets expanded in this form here, BAIC into cos A minus B minus cos A plus B, and again this is BBIC cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. So there are now 12 terms. And out of 12 terms, the 6 are free from time varying component, that is omega t. As you can see from these expressions that 6 of them are time varying. This is time varying, this is time varying, and these are also time varying. And these are the constant term. If you look here, this is one constant term here, then we have a second constant term here, okay, then we have a third constant term, this one, the fourth one, fifth one, and the sixth one. These are 6 constant terms. And when you take the average value of this, only the constant terms will be there after averaging. So if we find out the average value of Qt, okay, it will be nothing but this whole expression. You can close this and minus 1 by root 3 will come here actually. You can add that. This average value therefore will be containing only the constant terms. If we add the peak of the p active components, we will get this term, that is BAIA sin phi A plus BBIB sin phi B plus BCIC sin phi C. The question is that whether this value equals to this value. Now from the expression you can directly tell that this is not equal to the BAIA sin phi A plus BBIB sin phi B plus BCIC sin phi C. Looking the two expressions, we can tell that this term is not equal to BAIA sin phi A plus BBIB sin phi B plus BCIC sin phi C. That is called Boudinot's reactive power. So forget about the time varying terms. Even the average value of instantaneous reactive power is not matching with the standard reactive power or the sum of the peak of the p reactive components. So we can say that for three-phase unbalanced system, neither the average value nor the time varying components are matching with the p reactive component. We can simplify problem a little bit by considering either voltage or current as a balanced quantity. For example, we can consider three-phase voltages as balanced voltages and currents can be unbalanced or vice versa. Normally currents are unbalanced because they come from the different kinds of load and sources are normally balanced. So we can take most practical case where the three-phase voltages are balanced but currents are unbalanced. So these are represented here. As you can see from these three equations, these three voltages are balanced, okay, same magnitude for BA, BB, BC, and angle is symmetrically displaced by minus 120 and 120 degree. And if you see the current, then the current is having different RMS values, that is IA, IB and IC, and the angles are also unbalanced. This is phi IA, this is phi IB, this is phi IC. If we find out for this system the active and reactive power and instantaneous reactive power and try to see what is the resemblance between these terms, then we can say something about, then we can correlate their expressions. So as you can see that for this three-phase system where voltage are balanced and currents are unbalanced, we can find out first the instantaneous power, that is P three-phase, which is the product of each phase voltage and currents and summing them together, that is BAIA plus BBIB plus BCIC. Substitute the values of voltage and currents, simplify them. You can do this very easily, as we have done many times in the class. Just multiply the two sine components, okay, sine A, sine B. This is sine A, sine B, this is sine A, sine B. Root 2 becomes 2. So again 2 sine A, sine B, it becomes cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. And if you collect the coefficients of phi and sin phi and cos phi, for first phase you will get BIA cos phi A 1 minus cos 2 omega t, and then the next P reactive is PIA sin phi A sin 2 omega t. For B phase you will get BIB cos phi IB and 1 minus cos 2 omega t minus 120 degree, and here it is BIB sin phi IB sin 2 omega t plus 120 degree if we expand the value of minus 120 degree, because minus 240 becomes plus 120 here, they are same. Similarly for third phase, this is BIC cos phi IC. Similarly for the third phase, BIC cos phi IC 1 minus cos, and this is sin 2 omega t term. Okay, this term is omega t 2 omega t plus 120 degree becomes minus 120. So here it is actually the value is sin phi c sin 2 omega t plus 120 degree here, and that becomes minus BIC sin phi c, okay, sin 2 omega t minus 120 degree, because minus 120 degree is same as 240 degree. So that can be simplified. And if you sum them, okay, you will see there are two terms again. The one is the constant term, that is cos phi A term, and the another is time varying term. This time time varying terms are not equal to 0 because the currents are different. So earlier we have proved that this whole term can be written as P constant term plus time varying term, and in case of three-phase balance system this term was equal to 0, but now this is no longer equal to 0 because we do not have a balanced three-phase system. And this value is the average value of the instantaneous power called the real power, and this value is nothing but BIA cos phi A plus IB cos IB plus IC cos IC, which is similar to what we have derived earlier. In fact, this is subset of the previous derivation, okay, because in the previous derivation we have BA and BB and BC, but in this case BA equals to BB equals to BC equals to B, and hence this B is common. The rest are the current component, in phase component of currents. So that is fine, there is no confusion about the definition of the real power, but let us now try to find out the reactive power, Q3 phase. Now this power is same, that is B alpha cross I beta here, okay, and then this is B beta cross I alpha, which is same as B alpha I beta minus B beta into I alpha. In terms of ABC parameters, minus 1 by root 3 BBC into IA, BCA into IB plus BAB into IC. And now, since we have three-phase balanced system, we can simplify this using these terms. That is, we can express BBC in terms of BA here and BCA in terms of this voltage, BAB in terms of this voltage. Substituting these values in the original expression, we will get this term, that is three-phase instantaneous reactive power is minus 1 by root 3, and root 3 will come from this side. So this root 3 will go away. We have minus B outside, and in the bracket we have 2 sin A sin B, which can again be expressed in terms of the cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. So if we expand this term, we will get here cos A minus B becomes cos phi IA minus phi by 2, and this is A plus B just by adding these two terms. Okay. Then for the next one, 2 sin A sin B, IB is common here. So IB has to be here. You have to place IA here. I missed IA. This is IB here. And this is IC. 2IC you can say. Or IC into 2, not 2IC. I will just change it here to sin and IC. This is IB. This is IA. Okay, so IA is here, and this is cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. This IA is common to both. So what you have to do is to put one bracket here like this. IB is fine, IC is fine as well. If we simplify this for each phase quantity, then you can see that we are getting this term, that is minus B, because B is common, then I A sin phi A minus, or you can say plus IB sin phi IB plus IC sin I phi C. These are constant terms, okay, 1, 2 and 3. The remaining are time varying terms. So this is the time varying terms, 1 dash, 2 dash and 3 dash. If we take the average value of this term, then these terms will go away because the average value will be 0 of these components. Only the constant terms are left out. And therefore, we can say that the average value of reactive power will be 1 by T QT, Q3 phase and dt. 1 by T 0 to T Q3 phase dt. The integration of Q3 phase. And that term will be BIA sin phi A plus BIB sin phi B plus BIC sin phi C. That is nothing but QB, or Boudano's reactive power, which is also the sum of the peak of the reactive components or P reactive components. Okay, but again, the time varying part of this, that is these components, okay, these are time varying components 1, 2 and 3. These time varying components again have no resemblance with the time varying nature of the P reactive. So this discussion gives us clue that there is no resemblance of the time varying nature of the instantaneous reactive power to the P reactive components. There is resemblance of the average value of the instantaneous reactive power to the Boudano's reactive power, or you can say conventional reactive power, which is the peak of P reactive component. And we have taken 3 cases here. Number 1, 3-phase balanced voltage and current. Number 2, three-phase voltage and current both are unbalanced, and number 3, one set is balanced, another set is unbalanced. We have seen that for three-phase balanced system, the instantaneous reactive power is same as the Q, or sum of the peak of the P reactive. However, the time varying part of instantaneous reactive power has no resemblance with the time varying part of the P reactive, time varying nature of the P reactive. For three-phase unbalanced system, neither the average component nor the time varying components are matching. And if one set is balanced, another is unbalanced, for example, voltage is balanced, current is unbalanced, or vice versa, then the average component is again matching with the QB. You can see here it's matching with the QB, but time varying nature of Q, small q, has no resemblance with the time varying nature of the P reactive. Now these concepts are very useful to understand the power flow phenomena in the power system, and they are used to compensate, these kind of concepts are used to compensate three-phase system in distribution or in any part of the power system. However, before we apply them, we need to understand their nature. That's why we were discussing all these concepts. And even though there is a mismatch of concept between the instantaneous reactive power and conventional reactive power, still this concept is very widely used for the compensation of reactive power in active power filters. In the next class, we will focus on the three-phase system with unbalanced voltage and current as well as harmonics. Before that, we will review the three-phase unbalanced system in form of symmetrical components and their applications to analyze the three-phase unbalanced circuits. The concept of symmetrical component is very useful to analyze three-phase unbalanced system with or without harmonics. There are two aspects of symmetrical component. The one is steady state symmetrical component, where we analyze three-phase quantities in form of the phasor quantities at fundamental frequency. And the next aspect is in form of instantaneous symmetrical component, where we analyze the symmetrical component quantities in form of their instantaneous variation. So these concepts we will explore in the next class.